Welcome, friends. We are back with yet another video of our interest. As you all know, in this series of videos, we are talking about the biotechnology and its application. So, let us continue our discussion on the topic biotechnological applications in medicine. In this video, we will be talking on the monoclonal antibodies and vaccines developed by using biotechnology. So let us recall from our content earlier on. Antibody is a weapon of defense produced in our bodies. And these antibodies are intrinsically formed by immune system of a person on being exposed to antigens. But if this antibody is required for a proper treatment of this disease, then we need to do something special. Now, that special is achieved through hybridoma technology. Now, what do we do in hybridoma technology? In hybridoma technology, we technically produce a monoclonal antibody. Mono means single, clone means genetically identical. So, genetically identical to a single source. इस तरह की एंटीबॉडी को जब हम टेक्निकली प्रोड्यूस करते हैं तो इस टेक्निक को हम हाइब्रिडोमा टेक्नोलॉजी कहते हैं और उनसे डेवलप होने वाले प्रोडक्ट को हम मोनोक्लोनल एंटीबॉडीज या मैजिक बुलेट्स कहते हैं, क्योंकि ये बॉडी में जा करके एक पर्टिकुलर एंटीजन से रैपिडली फाइट कर सकती है और उसको इनएक्टिवेट करने में मेडिकल साइंस की हेल्प कर सकती है। सो अब इसे कैसे करते हैं? तो मोनोक्लोनल एंटीबॉडीज हाइब्रिडोमा टेक्नोलॉजी से बनती है। एंड इन दिस टेक्निक वी यूज कैपेबिलिटीज ऑफ टू डिफरेंट सोमेटिक सेल्स merged together. So when two different cells of different origin, of different functions with known capabilities are merged together, then they produce a united state cell called a hybridoma cell. This hybridoma cell has power of both the cells used, capacities of both the cell used. And if this is done successfully, accessed successfully, उसका असेसमेंट इस तरीके से हम कर पाने में सफल हो गए कि जो हमें कैपेबिलिटीज चाहिए वो हमें अप टू द मैक्सिमम इस हाइब्रिडोमा सेल से निकल के मिल रही है, then we start culturing it on different levels and hence an industrial level manufacturing of monoclonal antibodies could be started. So the using of two different somatic cells to get fused to each other and fused in a way that they produce capacities of both the parent cell in the similar way. This is called as hybridoma technology. This has been achieved in plants too, but when we use it with plants, we need to remove the cell wall first, and a cell wall removed plant cell is called a protoplast. So in plant biotechnological operations, we know this technique through as protoplast fusion method. Now let us see how do we do this. The monoclonal antibodies are made outside the body, or I must say in vitro. In vitro means inside a lab. By hybridizing two different cells. And the product of hybridization of two different cells is called as hybridoma. The monoclonal antibody is capable of fighting with a particular type of antigen, single antigen. And for this, the first successful effort was of Caesar Milstein and Georges Kohler in Cambridge, England. For this achievement, they were awarded Nobel Prize for Physiology in 1984. हाइब्रिडोमास कैसे बनते हैं, अब इसकी थोड़ी सी चर्चा करें. We need a particular type of antigen for, so a mouse is injected with a specific antigen for sensitization of its immune cell. अब you know specifically that when an antigen collides with a immune cell, the immune system gets the information of the entry of the pathogen into the body. So the B lymphocytes get sensitized through this antigen. When this sensitized B lymphocytes are produced in the body of the rat, then these cells are produced from the spleen of the same mouse. So हमने क्या किया, एक माउस को, एक चूहे को स्पेसिफिक एंटीजन से ट्रीट किया, और जब उसकी बी लिम्फोसाइट्स का सेंसिटाइजेशन इस एंटीजन से हो गया, तो हमने इस सेंसिटाइज्ड बी सेल को उसके स्प्लीन से आइसोलेट कर लिया. ये तो हुई एक पेरेंट सेल जिसकी पोटेंशियल हमें रिक्वायर्ड है, क्योंकि ये सेंसिटाइज्ड बाय स्पेसिफिक एंटीजन है, तो इसमें एक विशेष प्रकार के एंटीजन के लिए एंटीबॉडी बनाने की कैपेसिटी बिल्टअप हो गई. नाउ सेकंड पेरेंट सेल वी wish to have with a very rapid growth rate. And you know by what cell we get very rapid growth rate? So it is undoubtedly cancerous cells of the body. So another parent cell that we use is obtained from a cancerous tumor. So these scientists obtain the cancerous cells from myeloma. So a myeloma cell is one parent cell to be used in the process, and second is a B lymphocyte sensitized with a specific antigen, and now both the parent cells are ready to get used. Now both these parent cells are taken in a single culture and allowed to hybridize. Now to get these cells hybridized, a particular cell fusion agent is always used. That particular cell fusion agent is known as PEG. The full form of PEG is polyethylene glycol. So when both the parent cells are cultured in a medium containing PEG, the cells get hybridized and a hybridoma cell is produced. A cell fusion is successfully achieved. Now we need to know that a particular type of cell called hybridoma should be used in the further processes, and the unfused cells are not required at all. So if we wish to have it, we will go for a special kind of laboratory selection procedure. This is called as head selection. A head selection means treating the culture containing unfused and fused cells with three chemical made selection agent called as head selection, and the three substances used are hypoxanthine, aminopteridine and thymidine, hence the short form H. So if we use head along with these cells in the medium, only the hybrid cells survive because they have the potential to use purine metabolism up to the end extent, whereas the parent cell utilize only one, so they are not able to survive under this condition. So the unfused cells finally end up die, and the hybridoma cells survive. Now these hybridoma cells are cultured separately. Then they are accessed through ELISA because we want to know whether our objective of performing the whole experiment is achieved or not. So if we access that the type of antibody that we require is getting generated to the desirable extent, then we go for 3-level scaling up of the procedure, and then a hybridoma cell is maintained as a master culture and the progeny culture cells are used in the industrial processes, and a particular type of antibody is produced. Let us have a diagrammatic look over the entire process again. We sensitize the mouth cells with a specific antigen first. Then its B cells were recovered from its spleen. Then the myeloma cells were taken as a second parent cell because they have a potential to divide enormously and uncontrollably. Then a hybridoma cells was produced using PAG solution. Then the hybridoma cells were selected by using head selection. Then the hybridoma cells were screened by using ELISA method. Then the hybridoma screening for antibody of interest was done, and if this was done successfully, then antibody producing hybridoma clones were produced, and then a monoclonal antibody industrial process came into existence. So this is the whole method by which the hybridoma cells get produced. Now this hybridoma cells have revolutionized many aspects of biological research. As we know that tremendous potential is there in the antibodies, and if a particular antibodies are seen in a particular patient or are injected in a particular patient, जैसे अभी कोविड के समय में आप लोग प्लाज्मा थेरेपी जो देख रहे हैं, उसका भी प्रोसेस यही है कि जिस पर्सन के बॉडी में कोविड वायरस के खिलाफ एंटीबॉडी जनरेट हो गई है, उन एंटीबॉडी को उन पेशेंट्स में यूज़ किया जा सके जो टेक्निकली ज़्यादा क्रिटिकल कंडीशन में है. So hybridoma technology has revolutionized the aspects of medical research in many ways. इंडस्ट्रियल लेवल पर भी एक बड़े फाइनेंशियल गेन का विषय है, इसीलिए इसे बहुत शार्पली R&D में, रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट में यूज किया जा रहा है. और इस तरीके से जब हम मोनोक्लोनल एंटीबॉडीज की बात करते हैं तो इम्यूनो सप्रेशन की जो मेथड यूज होती है फॉर पेशेंट्स विथ ऑर्गन ट्रांसप्लांटेशन प्रोसीजर्स, इन लोगों में भी ये एक बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट इम्यूनो सप्रेशन के लिए यूज किया जाने वाला विषय हो गया है. बिकॉज the persons needing an organ transplantation should not have any immune reaction in or around the organ of transplanted part. So for that, monoclonal antibodies are being seen as very useful agencies. Genetic engineering से related various procedures में भी हम मोनोक्लोनल एंटीबॉडीज का यूज कर रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल प्रेगनेंसी टेस्टिंग्स, डायग्नोसिस ऑफ डिजीजेस, ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ डिजीजेस, प्रिवेंटिंग रिजेक्शन ऑफ ट्रांसप्लांट्स एंड टू ऑब्टेन टिश्यू टाइपिंग सिस्टम फॉर और बिफोर ट्रांसप्लांट्स. सो दिस इज where the monoclonal antibodies are of use. Now, the second and last part of biotechnological application in medicine comes from vaccines. And you are all are aware that vaccines were for the first time introduced by Edward Jenner on 14th May 1976. He injected the smallpox vaccine agent to an 8-year-old boy patient called as James Phipps. And after that, the revolutionary idea of getting immunized before the entry of the pathogen into the body was the central area of medical research. लेकिन उस समय जो वैक्सीन्स डेवलप हुई जिन्हें हम फर्स्ट जनरेशन वैक्सीन्स कहते हैं, the first generation vaccines always use the whole pathogen to build up immunity. और जब whole pathogen यूज किया जाता है, सो आप जानते हैं कि by any kind of human error, any industrial failure or any applicational failure, this vaccine may not get a perfect inactivated pathogen. In that case, several misreactions of the vaccination occur. मतलब बीमारी को हटाने के लिए दवाई दी गई थी, वैक्सीन दी गई थी और उसने बीमारी को ही खड़ा कर दिया बॉडी में. सो ऐसा इसलिए होता है कि हम होल पैथोजन यूज करते हैं. सो बायोटेक्नोलॉजी ने इसका इलाज दिया. बायोटेक्नोलॉजी ने ये कहा कि क्यों ना हम केवल उस पार्ट को एज अ वैक्सीन इंजेक्ट करें which has the potential to induce the immune system of a person. So by using biotechnology, the antigenic determining sites, उसके डीएनए से एक ऐसा प्रोटीन बनाया गया जो एंटीजन को रिप्रेजेंट करता है, केवल पैथोजन को नहीं. और जब ये एंटीजन को रिप्रेजेंट करने वाले प्रोटीन को वैक्सीन के फॉर्म में बॉडी में इंजेक्ट किया जाता है तो it get the same kind of activation to immune system and the immunity raises without making any ill mistakes or ill benefits of the procedure. So biotechnology has useful in developing the second generation vaccine which uses the antigen proteins, and the third generation vaccine which uses direct DNA as vaccine. Like the hepatitis B virus has been inactivated by using the same kind of vaccine. So here is a list of different kind of vaccine which has been used by application of biotechnology. Cytomegalovirus vaccine, hepatitis B vaccine, measles vaccine, rabies vaccine, and herpes virus vaccine. So all these vaccines are used as a second generation vaccine using genetical engineering. तो जेनेटिकल इंजीनियरिंग से यदि हम इसको फॉर्म करते हैं तो वी गेट better rate of vaccine production without any ill effect of the vaccination. So more and more research in this area in medical science would enable us to get rid of plenty of deadly diseases that we have. We have been eagerly waiting for the declaration of successful arrival of corona vaccine nowadays. So this is the whole description related to application of biotechnology in hybridoma technique and monoclonal antibodies. So if you like this video, kindly do the needful, means like, share, subscribe, and motivate others to subscribe these videos. The last lecture of biotechnology would be the last part of this series, which is to be arrived shortly. And after that, we will be doing justice to the unit biology and human welfare, which is again an important and less studied part